everyone, Black Dog here, and we're back with the Squish files. Tips, tricks, and a walkthrough for beginners and returning players. And I've been out gathering some resources. Just some ferrite dust, a little sodium. Not straying very far from camp. There goes an interesting critter. Remember, while we're out scanning so that we can harvest resources, get our units, turn in these discoveries for our nanites, make sure we have enough to recharge our equipment. So, while we're out and running around, harvesting, scanning, but today there's quite a few things I want to get through. So what we're going to do is we're going to run back to our base, and we're going to begin following our main story missions. Now, if you'll remember the last time that we were on, we talked about things respawning. So after you use something, if you come back to that area, just kind of walk up to it. If you get a prompt, go ahead. If not, well, then you haven't lost anything but a minute. See what we get here. There's an ion battery, always helpful. So, in between our last two playthroughs, these have respawned. When we first discovered the base, we searched these. That was, I believe, 2 episodes ago. And in this case, we picked up quite a bit of useful, ingredients just researching them. All right, so what we need is for a basic teleporter module. Oh, we hit a milestone. Now, our milestones are going to be located here. They tell us what we've learned, what we've managed to do. There's our construction unit. So we go and check our log. Expand your base with additional components. Search for buried tech. It's where we are. So, a base teleporter unit. We need 4 metal plates and 1 more set of nanotubes. We're going to go ahead and open that geode. So, using R1, 4 metal plates, and now we need carbon nanotubes. We have 1 set. We're just going to hit square and craft another set. Now that does make us low on carbon, but we can always easily refill carbon. One of the easiest things about this game is everywhere you turn, you have resources. You run out of jet fuel, it's laying around. If you need oxygen, look for a hazardous plant. If you need carbon, harvest a tree. If you need units, scan a critter. Scan a rock. Scan a plant. Press your options button, go to discoveries, and upload all these discoveries and get nanites. The game gives you what you need. So, we have all the items for our teleport module. We're going to pull that out of our build menu, hit R2, pardon me, and there we have a teleporter. Now, if we want to power the teleporter. So, right now, our option in powering the teleporter is called a biofuel reactor. So we go back to our construction module, open the menu, and there is a biofuel reactor. So we're going to go ahead and buy that using one of our salvage data. We have one more left. There's a couple of items that we are going to need. All right, and so we have a signal booster, and this allows us to use our navigation data. And then we have a save beacon, and this allows us to save, and we can actually leave it somewhere, and it'll make a marker for us to come back to that spot. These are actually really handy pieces of equipment, both of these. The signal booster, we can use that navigation data, and it will actually detect nearby points and locations. So both of these being very, very valuable, I need them. And we only have one salvage data, so we're going to go dig up another one. Currently, though, I'm going to grab this electrical wiring. So electrical wiring connects any power source to any powered item, and that's just a given schematic. It doesn't cost you salvage data, but it connects anything to anything, and it works in glitch building, which we're going to get to real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this save beacon, and I need 2 metal plates for it, and I need metal plating for the biofuel generator. So I'm going to go and make, I'm going to say 4 metal plates should be enough. So the first thing we're going to make is the biofuel generator. It's going to take 25 oxygen, 1 metal plate, and there we have a way to generate power. This is kind of like a diesel generator. Think of it that way. You put the fuel in, it generates electricity. It doesn't get any more simple. Now, we want to wire this to our powered item, which in this case is our base teleporter. The base teleporter allows you to transport between any of your bases or any space station that you've been to and registered. And by that, I mean you've gone to the space station, gotten out of your ship, gone up to its teleporter, and opened it. And there's some discussion, so to be on the safe side, you could possibly use that station to teleport to a nearby base and then back, and that way your teleporter is on that station is logged into your teleporter list. We'll show you about all that once we start using this. For now, we just want to power it. So there's two ways. Here I'm going to dismantle our biofuel reactor and rebuild it. I'm going to show you the two ways to repower it. So to dismantle, open your build menu, press edit, square, target the item, and then you'll see in the heads up there, move, colors, duplicate, or delete. So let's delete. That's going to give us our items back that we used to build it. So let's go and build it again. I'll show you the easiest way to power an item. It's build the item, and while you remain in build mode, press triangle. That's going to highlight a little circle. You see it, it's got a little lightning bolt. It's a green circle with a lightning bolt. There's two of them on the generator, and there's one on our powered object, our teleporter. So what we're going to do is we're going to press R2, draw a straight line. Well, here, let me redo this. We're going to, in edit mode, press our triangle. That's going to bring up our wires. See? We're going to connect our cursor over the electrical symbol on the generator. And it's going to make a solid green like that. Boop. We're going to click R2. And we're going to drag a straight line over to the lightning symbol on the teleporter, and it's going to make another solid symbol like that. And we're going to click R2 again. That connects the two. Come out of our build menu, and you can see we've got a wire connecting the two. Now the wire is red because there's no power. All right? So red wire, no power. This is all really kind of common sense, basic. Unfortunately, no one wants to tell you these really common sense, simple items. You have to look through quite a bit on the game. Wow, is that a glitch? Yeah, it's kind of phasing in and out. All right, but primarily gives you the power usage and the power storage, and you have your power usage numbers, available usage, and no batteries under power storage. On this side, you have runtime and power output. And here is the tank. And to charge it, you can use oxygen, condensed carbon, or regular carbon. I have enough condensed carbon. I'm going to go ahead and use it.
Technology recharge.
The generator's on, and there's our base terminus teleporter. As you can see, we only have our current base. We have no space stations, no other base, no group stations, just our current location. Now, go ahead and leave this run because you've really got no way to shut this up. Our base computer's updated, so let's go and look at it. Accessing log, additional archives recovered. Entry follows. Scanner detected unusual broadcast. Repeating 16 from the space station. Warning, end of archive. Records interrupted. The base computer archives have reached the end. It seems there's nothing more I will learn from them. My predecessor appears to have left their base and headed to the space station. Well, that means we're going to take a trip. Now, this is what's going to give our teleporter here some meaning. So let's go to our ship. Where did I park? There. We're going to go to our ship and we're going to investigate the space station. So we lift off, and there is the little voxel hexagon signal marker to show us the space station. So lift off, hit your R1 and L1 buttons together through your pulse drive, and we will go to the target space station. Now, the space station is really important in any system. Assuming it is a inhabited system, you'll be able to buy, sell scrap ships there. You'll be able to buy mods for all of your equipment. You'll be able to buy an expansion for your suit or your ship to add extra inventory. So you're at the space station. Let's slow down and pause just for a moment. This is not the kind of situation where you actually fly in and land. The very best approach, that little cone of blue light coming from out of the space station. Once you come out of pulse, just use your R2, your right trigger, and just kind of glide into that blue light and let go of all your buttons. The game will take over, the space station will land your ship. So go ahead and hit square, and welcome to the space station. This is where a lot of your day-to-day business will take place. Like I said, you can buy ships, you can buy modifications, you can buy and sell items, you can add inventory, you can meet NPCs, you get to meet all the different races, learn languages, so quite a bit to explore. First off, when you or another ship comes in, you're gonna basically, the AI will take over outside there. And by the way, you can go the entire length of this quote unquote building. This is not a loading screen that you're seeing. This is part of the beauty of No Man's Sky and its infinitely weird mechanics. You can actually come all the way up to basically the door of the space station, pull up your emotes, have a seat, and get a front row view as they come flying in. So they come flying in all the way down this long hallway, or you do, and you land on one of these pads down here. And yes, you can use your jetpack. No, you cannot use your multi-tool. So each of these ships are a different class, a different type, a different price range, and you can buy or sell either of them. And before you even approach the pilot of the ship, you yourself can find out if it's worth approaching. So what we're going to do first is we're going to learn how to scan a ship. So let's say I like that ship. So using my left trigger, I'm going to look at the ship, and it's going to show me several items. And just so it doesn't fly away in the middle of explanation, we'll focus on our own ship. So on the left-hand side, sorry, I don't know my left and my right some days, you'll see a little square just above your temperature and heart monitor, and it's going to say the name of the ship, in this case Radiant Pillar BC1. You'll see it's a fighter class ship, and it's a C class. It's 25 and 13. Now what that refers to, we have 25 open cargo slots and 13 tech slots. That's what that number refers to. And you can see here it's a C class. So our Radiant Pillar is a fighter style craft, C class, 25 cargo, 13 tech. Under that you have value, in this case 4,850,000 units. Under that you have damage potential. Now there are two numbers. There's the current number, which in this case is 124.9, and then there's the core number next to that in parentheses, 67.8. So what that refers to is that just the photon cannon alone will result in a damage number of 67.8, which we'll see right here on damage potential. With the rocket launcher added, that brings my damage potential to 124.9, which you can see located up here. Below that, shield strength, which is 165 core. We have our one shield, our core strength. So you get the idea. The numbers that are on the left basically conform with this information, as well as the unit value. So what you want to do is you want to look, first off, there are multiple styles of ship, as you've already seen. So we're going to go through looking at the different styles of ship. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload to my restore point, which is when I got out of the ship initially. You see my autosave is at 1029, my restore point is at 1022. So we want to go back to that restore point. There's two reasons for that. First off, that's going to let me show you off different styles of the ship real quick. Second off, that's going to reset the ships to first wave. And what that means is that you have a chance of seeing what ships come in the first group or wave, okay? And when you spawn in like this, you reset your restore point. Keep your cursor focused on the door. Don't move. Just stand there and wait. Now, this is a trick used by ship hunters to find out if a really good ship, say an exotic, is coming in. Because generally, some really nice ships can come in on the first wave. So let's just see if we get like an S-class or an exotic come in. So you wait and don't move until that first ship lands and turns completely around on the pad. And then you can move up here out of the way so that you're not interfering with the come and go of the ships, right? And then hit your L2 and scan the ships. Now there's a hauler. That's one type of fighter. There's another type of fighter. So let me go into photo mode here. Now that's kind of gonna stop time so that we can get a look at these ships and we can talk about them. So the first one here is a hauler. Now haulers are cargo style ships. They have good shields and they will have a lot of cargo room, a lot of room to carry stuff around in. Fighters are just that. They're fighters. So we have several styles. Every ship comes in quite a few different styles. Every ship comes in quite a few different colors. So if you don't see what you like, you know, or you see it, you can't afford it, mark the location, put down a base computer, visit the space station, get the glyphs in the lower left-hand corner, so that you can come back later on and get that ship. For now, we're looking for our first ship, so we're looking for a bargain. We're looking at something we can afford. That's 5 million, that one's 7 million, that one's 11 million. Here's another fighter style. This is called a 5-wing. You see it has 5 wings basically. 2 flat wings, 2 X-wings, and then the vertical. And it has a radiant pillar style nose, just like ours. This is an asymmetrical explorer. These have a long hyperdrive range, can travel quite far. And this poor soul is probably the best starter ship in No Man's Sky, and probably the least respected ship in No Man's Sky, but it is also the best starter ship in No Man's Sky. It has no specialty. It's called a shuttle style. It has no specialty. It has no purpose other than it's a very good starter ship. And, you know, it does have a great fan base. Its detraction is, it's slow, it's weak, it doesn't have a good hyperdrive range. There's another style shuttle. So you're getting the idea. So I think what we want to do first is go and take a look around. Now that we see all these different ships, let's take a look around the space station. So at the back of the space station, they introduced these about a year ago. These big eyeball-looking orb things with this. It's called a station core. And no one's really still sure exactly what they do. For a long time, they held no purpose. And then a station override was introduced, and we still haven't quite figured out what it does other than to restore your standing with the races, which you'll find in catalog and guide. Go to races here under Journey Milestone, and you'll see life forms, the Gek, the Viking, and the Korvax. So when you use your station override here at the station core, or when you engage the machine, you basically restore your standing, and that's about it. And standing is so easily gained, lost, restored, that we still really haven't figured out a good purpose for these yet. Hello Games, and the game it is being who they are and what they are. Ultimately, there'll be something going on with these. We just don't know what. So let's take a look around. Now, when you're facing the back, or yeah, when you're facing the back of the space station, the big eye, to your left is basic services. So we're going to just walk through and we're going to go one by one. First thing first, check all the plants. They have harvestable material. Here is your Starship Outfitter. Click that open. We're going to have several items. We're going to have where to find upgrades, the upgrades available, salvage, meaning we can scrap our ship if it's available. In this case, since we only have the one, we can't scrap it. The game won't let you scrap your only ship. Where to find upgrades. Use this station to increase the size of the inventory or improve its base stats by upgrading its class. Upgrades to specific functions, such as weapons or engines, can be purchased from technology merchants. Now we'll look at upgrade Starship. And we have apply augmentation, which is an inventory slot. We can purchase an inventory slot that costs 7 million units, or we can upgrade our class from C class to B class. That costs 10,000 nanites. As you can see, we cannot afford any of that. In fact, we can afford very little. We only have 21,000 units and 574 nanites. I intend to show you how to fix that. Next in our list, we have the appearance modifier. So, No Man's Sky gives you a usually orange or yellow colored generic, we call it a prison jumpsuit. And you are perfectly free, if you are okay with this character or don't wish to be bothered, you're perfectly free to leave it this way. I personally desire other appearances. This primarily is your appearance modifier. So we have several options to choose from in terms of race. We have Anomaly, Gek, Viking, Korvax, or Traveler. So let's consider Anomaly as the spaceman, the Gek, the Viking, and the Korvax, and you can see this just keeps randomizing this way, are the three dominant races, and the Traveler is you in various forms. After race, we have body shape, which goes from very large to very small. We have different heads, which are helmets, or different faces for the races. So let's go back to heads, and you can see that every time we pick one, it changes. And then under that, we have face shapes, eyes, and colors. And under that, we have different torsos. That is the shirt for our space suit with various markings and colors. And I'm just hitting buttons at random so that you can see that for each and every option, there are hundreds of possible combinations. You do you, nothing more important than that. We have boots, we have a backpack, you can see some of these are locked, and we will have the opportunity to unlock some of them. And we have our banner. So let's go ahead and go through picking our basic appearance. So I want to do a traveler, large body. I have to find the one specific traveler head that I prefer, which is null. But we'll take a quick run so that you can see just how many there are. Again, all the different colors. All right, null though is just a light bulb head. Torso. Sleek spacesuit. And of course, black. Armor. Sleek chest plate. Large stripe. Black. Gloves. Sleek gloves. Forearm accents. Can you guess what color? No. Ah, shoot. Now, yeah. So, make sure that you get through everything before you hit your back button. I just accidentally hit my back button and did not save the changes I made. So now my ignorant self has to run through and make them again. Now, we can have a cape. Unfortunately, the jetpack that they give us bleeds through it. And unfortunately, no one but you can see the cape. So if you're good with that, go ahead. In our little community, we have a no capes rule. Well, not a rule, but a no cape suggestion. Stripes, accented boosters. And then let's get our banner. We have our title. Now, all of these titles carry over. So if you've earned a title in one save, it will carry over to any other saves that you have. If you haven't earned a title, it will be locked. So if you wish a title that you might have earned from a previous save, you're just coming back and restarting, go ahead and choose it. If you can only pick the one starter title, go ahead. I'm looking for the title that I ultimately and always use. You get these titles, they come in for various recognitions, learning, hitting certain levels, completing certain missions in-game. Oh, where's me title? Alright, well, let's not waste too much time. I'll come back and look for it later. For now, we'll go Black Dog the Timeless. Let's pick our flag symbol. And our flag's colors. And now that we have everything done, we hit 0 to exit. You are leaving the appearance modifier. Would you like to apply changes? Yes, because I don't want to go through and pick all that again. All right, now we have Black Dog as he should be for a beginner. All right, so once we leave the appearance modifier, we have this little line of merchants. In this case, they're all Vikings, so that means we're in a Viking system. So we're going to go down the line and visit each one. Our first one is our Suit Tech merchant. Now you're going to notice this little stand with a backpack. It says Suit Upgrade. Now what that does is allow you to buy an inventory slot and you can add it either to your tech. In this case, it's 1,000 units for a tech slot. Or you can add it to your inventory. And in this case, for your first one, it's free. So we're going to go ahead and take that. Now later on, I'm going to show you how to get 2 in one system. Because once you use this once, you're done with it. There are ways to get others, and we're going to cover that. So let's just stay on track. This is our technology merchant. You'll notice we don't understand any of that. That's because we haven't learned the language nor installed translator devices. The life form waits behind their terminal. They look me up and down and seem to decide I am not a customer. They do not look particularly helpful. And I can ask about other travelers, or I can leave. He's not going to talk to me. And I have to find life forms to ask about the mysterious signal before he will talk to me. So let's ask him. Blah, 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 blah. Waits behind terminal, looks up and down, not a customer. Ask about other travelers. The life form looks at me with alarm before waving me away. Let's try the next gentleman. He is our exocraft merchant. Exocraft are various types of craft used to get around a planet's surface quickly and easily. So let's ask him. And once again, we basically get the same response as well as the same option, as well as the same outcome. Next in line is the person who dispenses spaceship mods, starship mods. So this is where we come to get upgrades to our ship. We will, of course, ask him. Same unknown language, but we have something different. Despite their size, the alien does not seem aggressive, but when I blink, I see that same red light that stared at me at the distress beacon. So we're going to repeat the phrase 16. We are watching you, traveler friend. Find what we have left you. Though the alien speaks, the words are not their own. A string of code is echoed back to me through the red glare logged directly to my exosuit. The crimson light fades away, and I see the life form glaring at me. Whatever has happened, they do not appear to have witnessed it. I should leave. Perhaps my base computer would be able to make something of this code. All right, so it's back to our base. Now, If that's the case, will the merchant speak to me now? And no. Every system has a space station serving as its hub. Speaking to life forms aboard the station brings the chance to trade, learn words, or gain understanding. Visit technology merchants, which we were just doing, and has brought us to this point. Visit cartographer for directions, take missions from the mission agent, and use the teleporter to instantly return to your base. So we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to continue with our exploration of the space station. And hey, maybe we'll get a goodie. Who knows?